Okay.
Heard a bloke saying he saw ghosts on the far side of the wall.
I saw it with my own eyes. The whole of
I can't do it.
My lord, my lady.
We received the dame's message. There have been sightings of strange creatures, I understand.
With the blue eyes. Yes. Like a Kashik, but different. They've taken so many. I've lost count.
A Kashik, but different.
Ultimus thralls. And what of your mistress? Is she here?
Oh, no. She went to the garrison to ask what we were planning on doing about all this.
Then we'll look for her there.
We could leave. The two soldiers were carrying another.
¿Qué más, parcero? No, nada más pues llegar a 9 pedidos. Hasta la noche salgo otra vez. A las 7:30 tengo que estar allá en Palermo.
Lost the captain this very morning.
We've tried requesting reinforcements, but there's been no word from the capital or the Dominion in days. What more would you have us do?
I would have you do your duty. Those at the Vale look to me for protection. And protection because they are my charges, and that is my duty. In case you have forgotten,
Sí, me tocaron varias largas.
are your charges. But more than that, they are your people. Your sisters, your brothers, your lovers. So you have a choice. Lay down your sword and watch as they are slaughtered, or take it up and do what is right.
She speaks the truth, you know. This here, it's all we have. It's all that's left.
What we have left is our lives. Do you really want us to lose them as well?
Not if we don't have to. Look, there's a cask under the captain's bunk. I'll have a word with him.
Clive. I didn't expect help to arrive so quickly. To take matters into my own hands.
It was a noble effort. But I thought you might still need some support.
I'd like you to consider my needs. What we need to consider is where the creatures came from. The way the survivors speak of them, one would think they appeared out of thin air. And perhaps they did. It's hard to know what to believe these days.
We'll talk to the survivors. You're a pikeman, yes? What happened?
I've got family in Moor. I heard the flood was spreading, so I went to see if they were all right. And a pack of them glowing things found me in the meadow. I ran for my life. I never did get to the village.
Leave that to us.
My family. They're still in the...
It's all right. Did you see the creatures that attacked you?
Creatures? Yeah, They came out of nowhere. They went for Joseph first, then me, and then they were just gone.
Do you remember where you were?
On the road from Oriflamme. We just passed Moor when... Where's my Joseph?
It's all right. Just rest now. At least we have an idea of where the thralls might be now. We should head for more.
Y nos fuimos. Can't touch this. Vamos a ver si hoy también me sale el Can't touch this. Tengo rato que no lo juego, tengo que volver a... Vamos a recuperar el control porque... Ok, ya recuperé el conocimiento de cómo era. No, pero me pegó 2 veces, weón. Así no se vale.
Clive, look.
I see them. With me.
Should I prime?
Save your strength.
Parece un Kamehameha esto. Epa, marico, ¿sabes que hace rato cuando prendí el play? ¿Sabes que el cuando yo lo me conecto, el PlayStation tiene ahí abajo unas como noticias, ¿no? O sea, como cuando hay trailers nuevos, o esto, cosas de que si de repente cuando salió la preventa del Spider-Man, ahí aparece ahí abajo. Entonces, cuando lo aprendí, había un aviso, una notificación de esto, un tráiler de gameplay del nuevo
Do you
juego de
think there are
fútbol
more?
de
There are
IA
always more.
FC
But I'd say we've done what we
24, creo
can
que es
for
que
the
se
time
llama,
being.
Fútbol Club 24.
I
FCA
wish
creo
you'd
que es
let
que
us
se llama
know that.
ahora. Y esto, marico, se ve bueno. Creo que es FCA. Se ve bueno, se ve bien bueno. Me provocó comprarlo de pana. Se ve interesante, píllelo cuando pueda, búsquelo en YouTube para que vean. Ahí explican supuestamente
You
las
have the
tres
town's
nuevas mejoras.
thanks.
Don't thank us yet. There will be more.
Ese
Many
puede ser. Yo nunca
and you'll
hecho
need to
esto,
be
¿no?
ready
Pero
for them.
puede ser
Oh,
que
we
para jugar
shall.
ese y como es FIFA, bueno,
Isn't that
FIFA no, como
right,
es fútbol,
Captain?
Yes,
esto
my
lo
lady.
compre así como
The garrison
cuenta,
will be ready.
con una cuenta primaria, así
Philippe here
digital,
has
como
convinced
de
most of the men
segunda.
to remain at their
No
posts.
sé, la
For
verdad,
now,
cómo
at
llamarle
least.
a eso, pero
Hearing that the Dane would look
pasa que a mí
kindly
me
on any
gusta
man who
comprarlo,
committed
cuando
himself
compro
to
los
the
juegos
task
digitales, a mí me
certainly
gusta
didn't
que me
hurt.
queden en mi cuenta y comprarlo de esta
Smarter
manera, o sea, tiene
myself
que
with some
uno
motives, I'll
abrir un
admit.
perfil,
But whatever it takes, eh?
descargar el juego con ese
Now
perfil
me,
y después uno no
I
puede
never
cerrar
needed
ese perfil,
convincing.
eso es lo que no me
I
gusta.
became a soldier to protect the people I love. And the people I love include the one standing before me.
Handsome and chivalrous.
Now, if you don't mind,
No,
I've
o
sent just a
sea,
post.
no, sí, claro, obvio, sí
Lady.
puede ser con mi perfil, pero tengo que comprarlo en lo que cuesta, o sea, la diferencia, lo que pasa es que
Lest you
cuando
wonder,
uno
I'm
lo
not
cuenta,
foolish
cuando uno lo
enough to
compra de
believe that this
cuenta
has solved all
primaria,
of my
uno lo
problems.
descarga y
But
uno
it
lo
has
puede jugar
solved one.
con mi cuenta, o sea, yo lo
And
puedo
that's
jugar con mi
one fewer
cuenta.
than I had this morning.
El problema es que
Thank you
esto,
again,
si yo
Clive.
llego a borrar la cuenta donde está eso, pues entonces ya no lo puedo descargar, creo. No sé bien cómo funciona esa mierda. Yo nunca he comprado un juego así, no sé, no me gusta mucho esa idea. Pero el juego sale mucho más barato, marico, o sea, muchísimo más barato. Pero muchísimo, muchísimo, ¿no? Sí, por lo menos nuevo. Póngale que ese juego llegue póngale que ese juego llegue en 50 o 60, porque ya el dólar volvió a subir, no sé en cuánto pueda llegar, pero póngale que llegue en 60.000 pesos. Así en juego digital con cuenta primaria puede ser que cueste 20. Entonces, coño, pues, muchísima la diferencia. Pero no sé, nunca he comprado un
Sid,
juego así, no sé.
your new companion appears much
No
more
sé qué tal.
formidable than your uncle. Should I be worried? You haven't been introduced.
Jill, Clive has told me much about you.
All lies, I'm sure.
Your Stolas said that Dalamil has a bandit problem.
Indeed. Although, you're a little late. They left with our food and guild days ago. Any idea where they went? The desert's a big place. Your guess is as good as mine. But the fact is, I have more immediate concerns.
What did you say to me? What did you say?
As if by magic. Let's just say we've yet to reach a consensus about how to solve Dalinel's little problem. And at this rate, it won't be the actions of the bandits which prove to be our undoing. It will be our own. I've tried reasoning with the dissenting parties, but even the Desert Hare has limits.
Perhaps we could talk to them.
What makes you think they'll listen to us?
What makes you think they won't?
She makes a fair point, Sid. And you won't have wasted much of your precious time if you fail. They're just across the courtyard. Suppose we just follow the shouting.
You wouldn't talk like that if it had been your men whose throats were slit. Blood for blood, it's the only way. We hire mercenaries and have them mount the bandits' heads on our walls as a lesson to the rest.
And what happens when those mercenaries are slaughtered like your men? Are you going to hire more? We're better off using that coin to buy food and supplies. If we hire mercenaries, the only thing we're buying is the bandit's ire. And you cannot fill empty bellies with that. Do you hear me?
But what happens when they come back? Maybe it'll be your throat that's slit.
That's enough. Both of you. Any more of this and I'll throw you out myself. Come back when you're ready to talk like adults.
Victor. What's he doing here?
Sid. And Lady Jill. What brings you here?
I was about to ask you the same thing.
Costness is in chaos, and the markets have all but ceased to operate. The Briar's Kiss here in Dalamil is the only place I can reliably obtain supplies. I was here to do just that when Master Lubor told me of his troubles. He thought I might be able to talk some sense into these fools. But if you're here, I suppose his patience must be waning.
Who are those people?
Those were the thorns in Lubor's side. And the reason this place might be headed the same way as Costness. It's these accursed skies. The darkness is enough to drive a man to madness. Or an entire city, for that matter.
We're still working on the skies. But in the meantime, perhaps we can find a solution to Dalamil's problems.
I hope so. For all our sakes.
So, you see my predicament? What I would have left to smolder. That anger and fear could set the entire town alight.
My thoughts exactly. What to do? Both sides wish to protect their homes and livelihoods, if only they could agree on how. But as long as they are divided, we are vulnerable.
And if there's one thing bandits like, it's an easy target.
What would Sid the Outlaw suggest?
Well, if it were my namesake, he'd let them choose for themselves and be on hand to pick up the pieces when it all went wrong.
That sounds like a recipe for disaster.
A recipe for disaster is precisely what it is. But perhaps that realization would be enough to make them question the ingredients. While it's plain neither Conrad nor Natalie will countenance the other's proposal, it may still be possible to make them doubt their own. Before presenting them with a third option.
And that would be?
To pool our resources and save the city ourselves. Why fight each other?
When all that fear and anger can be directed at the bandits.
It appears we have a plan of action. Victor, pay Conrad a visit. See if you can't convince him of his folly. I'll speak with Natalie.
As you wish.
Your faces are not well known in this town. That may prove useful. Don't worry, Victor and I will do most of the talking. You need only play along.
Play along?
What he means to say is yes.
¿Y ahora para dónde?
Picture it, Conrad. Your own city. Here she is.
Un florete, ¿qué es un
The
florete?
Lady of the Spear herself. Conrad, may I introduce you to Jane, commander of the Red Wings, the oldest mercenary guild in the Free Cities.
A pleasure, my lady.
Esto, no,
Pleasure
los
is all
floretes, yo no he
mine.
escuchado esa
As I
palabra.
told you,
Es como
I
la que
summoned the
usa
commander here from Canberra to inquire about a
Diona,
contract.
Diona es la del
Victor
LOL.
says you told
Fiona,
him no.
Fiona.
That
Pero
there
no,
aren't
no,
any
no se
men
llama
left to
así.
hire. Is that true?
Bueno, no
True
sé,
as the crystals
honestamente.
cracked.
Fiona,
Nobles came
es,
and claimed every last one worth his salt.
ese tipo,
And not
yo creo
just
que
from us
es muy
Red Wings.
parecido a ese tipo
You know of the 7 high
de
houses.
espadas.
There must be 2 score swords assigned each one. Granted, we have a few boys left. If it's boys you're looking for.
Well, Conrad,
Quiero
are you
que,
saying that
que ya
Dalam's
publiquen
finest cannot defend this town better than a
en
gaggle of
la tienda de
unblooded
Sony
striplings? That a band of beardless youths
el
could
nuevo
better
juego
avenge the
de
deaths of more
Hoyoverse,
brave men than you
porque en la
yourselves?
computadora lo descargué, pero
Absolutely
no he
not.
pasado ni siquiera el tutorial, marico.
We'll
Que
show
me
those
caligüera.
bastards who they're dealing with.
Honkai Star Rail se llama.
I can't believe that actually worked.
Conrad's not what you call the
Marico,
brightest
Rapier,
candle in the crypt.
Rapier, creo, no.
And there's a reason why I had you do
¿Cómo
the
es que
talking
llaman
and
esas
not
ocho
Sid.
espadas?
Well played, my lady.
El que yo le digo de Hoyoverse, Honkai Star Rail, el que es por turnos.
Then let us band together and show these brutes that Dalimil is not to be trifled with.
My shop.
If I had my pickaxe, I would... I mean, it may still be possible to buy something, and we...
Ah, here he is now. Natalie, allow me to introduce Lord Underhill of Randalar's prestigious League of Merchants.
Lord Underhill. At your service.
Underhill.
I was just telling the good lady of our conversation, my lord, and how you were lamenting the state of the capital's stores.
Lubor says that not only are the granaries almost empty, but that war and the blight mean this season's harvest won't be enough to...
¿No ha visto el juego ese que yo le digo? El nuevo de Hoyoverse.
Indeed, certainly that is the case. The nobles in the capital are buying up the city's stocks of barley and wine, driving the prices higher.
Marico, en el Genshin yo ya tengo
It is only
relativamente bien armado con arma y todo, a Raiden, a Kokomi, a Kazuha, porque hace poco hubo un rerun de Kazuha y marico, polvazo me salió la espada de Kazuha y en los primeros 10 lanzamientos. Esto, ¿cuál es el otro que tengo? Ah, y cuando la última vez que me gasté todos los primos gems fue cuando estuvo Nilo y la armé con todo en su arma. Entonces tengo también a Nilo. Me falta por poner el arma a Nahida. ¿Quién más? De los que siempre uso. No me acuerdo a quién más. Ah, el Ganyu también tiene su arma.
All right. If it will help to protect my home, I'll do it.
Ya,
You
pero
needn't have gone through this charade.
Thank you, Clive. Your performance was nothing if not workmanlike.
She saw right through it.
I didn't say it was good, merely that it produced the desired effect. Now, my scouts should be returning shortly. Meet me back at the Briar's Kiss, and we shall see what we face.
I'm not convinced our roles in this ruse were entirely necessary.
I don't know. Conrad seemed quite taken with you.
No, si supieras que no.
It appears I have
No le
no
han
choice
agregado
but to
casi
do.
nada nuevo al Genshin. O sea, ahorita hay un evento, había un evento y agregaron un mapa nuevo y unas cosas del evento, pero ya hice todo lo del mapa
I'm ruined.
y todo lo del evento. Bueno, hay varios cofres que no sé cómo desbloquear y unas cosas, pero a pendejadas.
Good news, Sid. Both Conrad and Natalie have somewhat gracefully accepted their new roles. With time, they may even learn to.
Time no longer appears to be the luxury it was before lunch.
I take it your scouts found the bandits.
Technically, it would be the bandits who found my scouts. It appears they march for Dalamil as we speak. All of them.
You're not serious.
They don't just want food, they want the whole damn town.
I have a favor to ask. I'm told the bandits march in 2 groups, one from the south and one from the desert, in a move doubtless intended to stretch our already gossip.
Very well. Jill and I will meet those from the desert. But what of the rest?
The rest, my friend, the city shall fight. Together. The stakes, I concede, are high. But if this does not unite Dalamil, nothing will.
That is a lot of faith to put into those who had their hands around each other's throats.
Then it will be for us to see that their hands are kept occupied. And I do mean...
I thought you might say...
We'll hold them off for as long as we can.
And we will do the same.
Bueno. A luchar se ha dicho.
No women folk have come to welcome us.
I'll take that one.
He's all yours.
Lástima que da mierda de mores.
They mean to overwhelm us.
Uy, como le baja la vida, weón. Bueno, se llama el pareo. Sea serio. Uy, ya la experiencia ya sí empieza a subir, pero bien lento, ¿no? 800 y mire lo que no medio subió. Y 88 puntos de habilidad, ya tengo 11.854.
The townspeople.
Pues
Could
que
they
los
have
puntos
held
de
out?
habilidad se gastan muy rápido, weón.
I don't hear any fighting. What do you think?
That we should hurry.
Natalie, I owe you an apology. You did well out there. The inn...
Without you, there would have been no line to hold. You saved us, Conrad. You saved Alamil.
We all saved Dalimil.
Conrad seems to have had a change of heart.
I'd say they both have.
I take it from your presence that our visitors from the desert won't be joining us either.
The plan worked, Sid. Granted, it only took an army of bloodthirsty bandits at our gate.
Come now, Victor. Why quibble over the details? We are united, and that is all that matters. As for you, Sid, you fight considerably better than you act.
I'll take that as a compliment.
Epa, si ve el estadio del fútbol, me cuenta qué tal, ¿no? ¿Qué tal, qué opina? ¿Cómo lo ve usted?
Our friends seem to have things under control. For now, at least. Let's go and put Otto's mind at rest.
Mira que ya hay nuevas cacerías. Quiero enfrentarme a enemigos duros. Llegó una nueva parte de la habitación de clave. No, no hay cacerías, no. Pero lo que sí hay es en el tablón de recompensas algo nuevo. Marque ahí. De recompensa la de reputación. La reputación de Clive ha subido.
Did you see that? Tell me you saw that.
Oh, I wasn't expecting you back so soon. All yours.
Rollo de orquestrón de el que no arriesga no gana.
All done?
Vamos a ver cómo es ese. Yo le quité la música al escondite.
Seems the hideaway has lost its appetite.
Ah, esta. Vaya, antes de irme.
Clive. If you're gonna buy something, be quick about it.
Yo las gasto porque a mí se me olvida, o sea, cuando yo arranco a jugar,
You'll not find a better price than that.
se me olvida poner cambiar los comandos del perro. Entonces, normalmente después de de que haga un combo, le doy flecha abajo o arriba, dependiendo. Y ahí es donde ataca el perro. Entonces, como no me doy cuenta que no lo he cambiado, me gasto las torches, pociones y las mierdas que tengo ahí.
Was wondering when you turn up. Had owls from all our friends thanking you for your timely intervention. How is it you always manage to arrive at just the right moment?
Luck, I suppose. Any word on the rest of the
Let's see. Storm's still crying out for mother crystals. The nations are still in chaos. And the skies are still the colour of a kick in the kidneys 2 days on. So,
right.
Clive, we knew this was going to happen. Well, not the bleeding skies part. But you take my point. Now's not the time to Now's the time to visit the infirmary. Taya says your brother's awake.
Thank you, Otto.
Se despertó el Phoenix. Vamos a ver qué va a decir Joshua. Ah, mira, este no murió, también está vivo el Bahamut.
So it was not Sylvester, but Olivier who served as Ultima's puppet. And when Dion learned of this, he sought to slay the fiend. Only for his father to take the spear that would have freed him. Enough to drive a man to madness.
Small wonder he hasn't stirred. I would be afraid to wake.
Had I but reached out to him sooner, warned him of the threat Ultima posed. But now, both an empire and her prince lie broken.
Joshua, what do you know of Ultima?
Very little, I'm afraid. Despite my best efforts. 18 years ago, as I lay buried beneath the rubble of Phoenix Gate, it was not death who came for me, but another. And it was while in my rescuer's care, I first heard of Ultima. I've been chasing his shadow ever since. Ultima is driven by some deep, dark purpose, and for whatever reason, it would seem you are crucial to his designs. He will stop at nothing to have you, even if that means toppling an empire.
But why me? What possible use could I be to such a creature?
That is one of many answers that have eluded me. Yet, I am certain of this. It is not mere chance. You were chosen for a reason.
Body freak.
All dominants carry within them the might of an icon. Nigh limitless power that is at once acutely limited. I wield fire, and only fire.
And I only ice. 8 wardens for 8 elements. But
Sí, pero Clive maneja varios.
You are different. You're special. Your abilities begin with the flames of Ifrit. But they do not end there. The fact Ifrit can even exist goes against everything we thought we knew of dominance. Perhaps Ultima has been waiting for one such as you, whose potential is truly limitless.
I've encountered that thing several times now. If it or he, as you say, needs me, why hasn't he claimed me as he did the boy?
Were I to hazard a guess, I'd say the two of you are somehow incompatible. His mind not properly attuned to your body.
His mind?
Mind, awareness, spirit, call it what you wish. But I believe Ultima to be an embodiment of the concept. It is why I struggle and fail to contain him here inside me.
I'm sorry. Inside you?
With every setting sun, I feel my strength wane. And though the Phoenix's flames mend the prison I have made for Ultima, they do so at a cost. We must find a means to bring an end to him before I meet my own.
are you thinking?
It was that or let him take Clive. And I've always had a soft spot for my brother.
But that doesn't mean you should sacrifice yourself to save me.
Joshua! Clive! It's Gav! There's an army of Akashic at the gates of Canberra.
Marico, no tengo ni idea, weón. Todo depende de por lo que usted quiera empezar. ¿Cuánta plata tiene?
Well, what's the short of it?
It's all Tyre told you. The capital of the Free Cities is under siege by an army of monstrosities.
Tendría que encontrar algo.
The City Guard are doing their best to stem the
Tendría que
tide.
encontrar, o sea,
numbers
como
ain't
algún
on their
lugar donde
side.
pueda
What of Lord
negociar,
Byron and Mid? Were they able to
comprar
escape?
como al mayor para que tenga un poquito más de ganancia, o sea, para que le salgan un poquito más barato y les pueda poner precio, porque si no, no hace la gracia del bobo.
We have to get
Compra
them
las
out of
cosas
there.
caras y las vende que al mismo precio de lo que las compró.
Otto, prepare a Stolas. Tell Gav to stay exactly where he is.
Understood.
Vivian, what's the swiftest route to the Free Cities?
Yo por lo menos cuando estaba pensando, yo, o sea, yo pienso es cómo mierda hacen o con quién se comunicaron los que venden los juegos y eso para que le lleguen a ellos, pues.
Joshua, bed is where you should be bound.
Qué horrible ese
You don't think I told
traje.
him the exact same thing?
Were Tyre not such a talented healer?
No me gusta la ropa de Joshua.
I would surely have
Muy
been
asquerosa.
inclined to agree. But thanks to her ministrations, I feel I may safely rejoin my attendant, who was
Es
to
que
wait for
todo
me
es
in
parte de
table
lo mismo, o
if we
sea,
became separated.
quién sabe cómo es el negocio, o cuáles son los contactos que hay que tener.
If he stays close to me, he'll be fine.
Thank you, brother.
I'll look after him.
Uy, 3 misiones secundarias. ¿Hay cacerías nuevas? No, primero cacerías. Primero se caza. Uno solo. Rango C. Sur de Tabor de Almequia. Sur de Tabor. ¿Qué mierda es Tabor? Amare, Choza Abandonada, Ibiza. Entrada abandonada, Tesoro Latini, Equit, Analecta. Voy a activar las misiones de una vez.
What will it be today?
Allow me to educate you.
Study it well, Clive. Thus ends today's lesson.
It seems the hideaway's lost
Blasted
its
book.
appetite.
Here, you put me in this situation, Clive. You can bloody well get me out of it.
Are you sure it's me you're looking for?
I'm all the cook will be needing, thank you very much. What I want from you is a little of your time. You remember Ivan's stew, right? Well, so I thought I'd try making one of these supposed masterpieces myself. Had a peek at the book and gave it a go, but, well...
It wasn't as straightforward as you'd hoped. Yvonne had the same problem.
Yeah, but this is my blooming kitchen, and I will not be outdone. So if you don't want to be seen as playing favourites, I suggest you lend me a...
I've never been one to play favourites, Molly. So...
A fried mortress of skyworm. That's one heck of a name, innit? Recipe seemed easy enough to an old hand like myself. Thought I'd follow. Only, turns out skyworm livers and drake's mint are what I thought they were. At least I hope they're not, given the rancid mess.
Yvonne said the recipes in the culinary pilgrimage date back centuries. Who's to say the
Well, that's a question for a scholar. Kindly old fella who haunts the shelves, maybe?
Fine. I'll go and speak to Harpocrates. Perhaps he'll know something. And if he does, I'll see if I can find your ingredients for you.
You do that. Lest we forget.
Una epopeya culinaria. Estas misiones, marico. Nada bueno, hola.
There's a storm coming, Sid. Will there be...
Sid, perhaps you can help me solve a mystery.
I can certainly try. Who's got...
It's not who, but what. Mid-scale. I borrowed them to teach the little ones about weight, and shortly after the lesson, well, my first thought was that they'd taken them off somewhere to play, but when I asked, they swore they had nothing to do, which almost certainly means they had everything to do with it.
Perhaps a visit from Sid.
I think I don't like to imagine that my pupils would lie to me. But if they have, I'll have no choice but to... They were in the atrium when I last saw them. As always.
Lawsman Harpocrates. I've come to pick your brain if you don't mind.
Valicia, a culinary pilgrimage, a classic. The young man did a wonderful job with the Chance's stew. I do hope we shall be able to sample more such marvel.
That's actually why I'm here. I don't suppose you know where I might find...
So the fabled Sandbrequois delicacy is next on the menu. Delightful. The descriptions of fried mortress... Now, skyworm is a somewhat antiquated name for the wyvern. Their ground livers being the paste from which the mortress is...
Dragon livers. How very Sandbrequois.
One would have thought the disciples of Bahamut would have a touch more reverence for their icon's brethren, but apparently not. I believe the specific dragon the recipe demands is the blueback wyvern, said to be the very color of the sea beside which it resides.
So we know where to look for our liver. But what about the drake's mint?
Saint's bonnet in contemporary parlance. A herb which grows along the North Reach coast. I gather that one can locate the cheerful yellow flowers by their heady scent alone, so I'm sure you'll have no trouble finding them. I may add that people once believed game was best served with the flora that sustained it in life, in which regard fried mortress of skyworm is...
Meaning that if I find one, I find the other. To Northreach, then.
Best of luck, Clive. And do save me a bite once...
To Northreach.
Seems the hideaway's lost its...
What am I gonna do?
Is everything all right? You seem more...
Oh, I don't know what that means, but I'm in a bit of a muddle. Oh, I think Nan might be in trouble.
It's all right.
There was a folk saying she's been selling to bandits and cutthroats and that. I mean, she's fond of a chap, but she'd never do business with baddies. Especially not the kind who go hurting people who haven't. I wanted to ask her about it myself, but I'm scared she'd never give your tongue a...
Don't worry. I'll speak to...
Oh, you'll let me know what she says, won't you?
Of course. I'm sure it's all just a misunderstanding.
heard the Emperor was impaled on his...
We're all gonna die! You hear me?
What do you reckon we should do? I say we should just tell Mich... Early.
You'll get us all striped.
Mira, los niños están marcados, no me había dado cuenta.
Sid! Out of your studies, I see. And what is that? It's not a set of scales, is it?
No. Of course it isn't.
Well, not anymore, it's not.
And just how long hasn't it been one?
We're sorry.
But we didn't break them. We dismembered them.
Just like Miss Mididol showed us.
Miss Mididol? Why would she have you dismembering her creations?
Because that's the only way to become an engineer.
Miss Mididol said, the best way to see how something works is to take it apart and put it back together again.
Well, then your work is already half done.
The taking apart was easy enough, but it's the putting back we can't work out.
Speak for yourself. The heavy thing goes at the bottom. Then...
You three need to learn to take responsibility, so let's have a look at these parts with fresh eyes, shall we? All right. Everything here was once part of Miss Mididol's scales. Every piece has its own role to play, and each is just as important as the others. If even one of them is missing, the scales won't work. So let's think about what those roles might be. You already know one of the pieces. The body. Its role is to support everything else. But what of the others? This is called the arm. Why do you suppose that is? It doesn't look much like an arm.
You're right. It looks more like a wing. Like a chocobo wing!
You've ridden a chocobo before, haven't you, Sid? Will you teach me to ride one day?
I'll think about it. Now, what do arms do?
Hold things. So wait, maybe this arm holds things too?
Good thinking. You're on the right track. This tiny piece is what's called a cogwheel, or gear. Have you ever seen one before?
I have. Miss Mididol's dungeon is full of them. Most are on the floor.
She puts them in all her inventions. They spin round and round and round and round and...
That's right. They're very useful when you want to make things move. Do you remember if there was anything on the scales that moved?
I remember the arm moved when I tried weighing an apple. And then somebody ate it.
My fault. You shouldn't have tried weighing it before lunch.
We know what part's supposed to move and how it's supposed to move. So, let's put the pieces together first, see what doesn't move, and then stick the cogwheel to that.
Not a bad idea. You see? It's not so difficult. These round parts are called the pans. You all know what a pan is, don't you?
I do. Molly uses them in the kitchens to fry bangers. But these aren't for frying bangers, you idiot. They're for weighing stuff. But what if I wanted to weigh Goots? I don't think he'd fit on that little thing.
Probably not.
What are the chains for? Holding the pans up?
Well spotted. Which means something must hold the chains up in turn. So, now that we've taken stock of the parts and learned what they do, what do you think?
I think we've got it.
Then here's what we'll do. You tell me what goes where, and I'll put the scales together.
Well, obviously you need to start with the body. All the other pieces fit onto it, don't they?
And the arms go on the body, just like real arms. Or wings, if you're a chocobo. And then the arms hold the pans by the chains.
Very good. Let's see if that works. There. All finished.
Yes! We did it!
Well, with Sid's help.
Oh, I just put the pieces together. It was you three engineers who showed me how.
That's right. We're Miss Mididol's hares.
Her hairs?
Yeah, hares for the future. She's showing us her secrets now, so we can help out the hideaway when we're older.
What do you think, Sid? Are we almost ready?
With a little more help from Miss Mididol and Miss Shirley, I'd say it won't be long at all.
You hear that? It won't be long.
Until then, though, do try to be honest with Miss Shirley.
Hey, look! We never used the cogwheel.
You don't think Sid forgot about it, do you?
We're all gonna die! You hear me?
I heard the Emperor was impaled on his own.
La concha de la lora. La concha de lora. Toda la ciudad te da las gracias por habernos liberado de los acásicos, pero no somos tan ingeniosos como para pensar que no regresarán. Tan ingenuos, tan ingeniosos. El buen Philip se abocó a asegurarse de que estamos bien preparados. Si llegan a aparecer otra vez, pero me preocupa que el deber de ser capitán lo esté desgastando. Imagino que podría decirse lo mismo de tu deber, pero si recuerdas, si alguna vez ese deber te abruma, sabes que no estás solo. Los brazos y los corazones de todos nosotros están siempre abiertos, al igual que las puertas del velo. Y la de las piernas es también, ¿no? Me ofrezco más sincera disculpa. Pensando en la que tiene propia dar la circunstancia me obligado, ojalá yo y mi nadie. Si te estimado tío me encomendó una tarea de lo más problemática, pues con la herramienta necesaria para cumplir sus elevadas expectativas, sobre todo debido a una extrema falta de actitudes marciales. En otras palabras, yo soy un criado, no un mercenario. Si bien soy perfectamente capaz de encargarme de los quehaceres de una mansión, no puedo hacerlo como voy a encargarme de unos bandidos en un callejón. Si no es mucha molestia, mi lord, luego que venga a verme al descanso de Marta para explicarle sobre mi inconveniente.
Rutherford. Wasn't that the name of my... Where would he be at Martha's Rest?
Y bueno.
Did you see the pair that got hold of... Lady Karen. How's business?
Not nearly as foul as the weather.
You're doing good trade, then? Both in and out of the hideaway?
Can't complain. Wait. What
No,
exactly
todavía
are
nada.
you getting at?
Es que las armas se van
Once in
desbloqueando a medida que
5
uno va
long
avanzando en la
years do
historia.
you pay my affairs half a care. But here you are today, raking me over the...
Just... all right.
Oh, are you? And who was it who knows...
All I know is that someone in Dalamil has...
And what? You believe it? You think I'm... Look, I've done things I'm not proud of. Might be there were a time when I... But that woman is no more.
You're right, Lady Karen. It was wrong of me to doubt you.
No. I reckon you've got better things to...
Of course.
It seems the hideaway is lost.
Is a storm coming, Sid? Will there...
Well, did you solve the mystery?
It was as you thought. The children had the scales, or they dismantled them to see how they work.
Oh, no, Mid will have my head.
Thankfully she won't. This might even have been her idea. Although I was the one who ended up teaching the lesson.
I'm so sorry, Sid. I know how busy... I shall see that the children are properly punished.
Please, there's no need. Mid seems to have taken the 3 of them under her wing. She's even calling them her heirs. She'd have them follow in her footsteps. And her father's.
I see. Sid, do you know why Mid has been spending so much time at the...
She told me it was because her studies have been interrupted by events in Canva. Is that not true?
No, it isn't. The university offered her a commission. In exchange for full tuition. To anyone else it would be an opportunity. But to Mid, who lost both her parents to war, it was a bitter pill. But that should come as no surprise. She's only ever cared about bringing people hope. The very last thing war can be said to do.
Which explains her heirs. She's working to give them a better life. And so should I.
You've given them far more than that. And I'm
Todo misión pendejísima, weón. Entregar esta que vamos a ver si termina también aquí, otra misión pendejísima.
I spoke with Lady Karen.
What did she say?
That the rumors were unfounded. And that I was a fool for thinking they might, along with some other things. That while it sounds like she may have done things she regretted in her past...
Oh, well, that's good. I knew Nan wasn't caught up in out bad. But why would people say she was? What did she ever do to them? It's not right.
No, it's not. But people do things for all sorts of reasons. Perhaps we'll never know.
Well, I'm going to find out. That trader, he said they were all talking about her in Dalimil. So that's where I'm going. I'll find someone who'll tell me, you'll see.
Are you sure that's wise? Whoever's spreading...
Oh, but that's why you'll...
Antes de poder seguir con eso, toca avanzar aquí un poquito para que desbloqueen los puntos otra vez. Esos se desbloquearon. Y aquí hay otro, mire. Ve, por eso es que a mí casi no me gusta prender cuando ya es muy tarde, ¿no? Ya voy a apagar porque tengo que ir a sacar a la perra y después irme a bañar y al examen porque a las 7:30, a las 7:15, por ahí 7 tengo que salir. Voy a hacer esta misión y cierro.
They'd have us believe. But there were ghosts at the gates not days ago.
You needn't fret. The creatures
To the meadows, then.
That's what the captain's...
Bahamut! Arise! Ogle, kill! This
Hippocrates said I should be able to find what I'm looking for somewhere nearby. Bright blue dragons and bright yellow flowers. Should be easy enough to spot. This must be our wyvern. Right. Let's get this over with. That's the wyvern's liver. Now I just need to find the herbs. Bright yellow with a heady scent. I think that's everything Molly needs to resurrect her recipe. Better head back.
Sencillo, easy.
Have you heard the latest from Twinside?
My lord Marquis, it is you. I am Sebastian Rutherford.
Of course.
Yes, my lord.
And what was so sensitive that you couldn't put it in writing?
1,000 apologies, my lord.
I didn't.
It's all right.
I am here at Martha's Rest, at the tasked with learning what I am able of the realm's currents, and what I have learned is grim. The fall of the Mother Crystals has left the subsequent darkening of the heavens has only made things worse. Akashic attacks, once unthinkable, are now the gears of governance have ground to a halt. And without a steady hand on the tiller, the realm threatens to drift. Your Lord Uncle, however, believes there is a way to avoid this fate.
That sounds like...
It is. Hence my having enlisted the aid of several colleagues serving the 7 high houses.
Alas.
I have lost contact with 2 of those. They are both able-bodied and trained in the sword, yet in these dark times...
So you want me to find them? I'll need to know whether...
One I sent to investigate the Republic, the other the old Imperial capital of...
That doesn't exactly narrow it down. I suppose...
Thank you, my lord. I shall pray for your success.
Los dos creo que están para el lado del desierto. ¿Ves?
It's not going to be easy finding one man in an entire republic. Let's hope someone here's seen something.
Bueno, parce. Le escribo ahora por si acaso. O si quiere para hablar paja otro rato. Voy a hacer las vueltas que tengo que hacer. Sí, dale, yo le aviso.